Ever since the abduction of over 140 students of Bethel Baptist High School in Chikun local government area, Kaduna State, not a word has been heard from Senator Sani, the senator representing Kaduna Central Senatorial District, where the school is located. Instead, he took the Speaker of the Kaduna State Assembly, Honorable Yusuf Ibrahim Zelani, a member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Yakubu Barde, and the former senator representing Kaduna Central, Shehu Sani, to express empathy and make stringent calls for the rescue of the students and many others who were kidnapped in the state in recent weeks. Senator Shehu Sani took it a step further last weekend when he visited the school where the distraught parents of the abducted students had converged to pray for the release of their children. Following his visit, we shall now be joined by Senator Shehu Sani to discuss the reasons behind the recent spate of kidnappings in the state, what needs to be done to stop the kidnappings, and his findings during his interaction with the parents of Bethel Baptist High School. Welcome to the program, Senator Sani. Good to have you again on the Morning Show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, good morning. Well, you went on this visit along with other concerned citizens to the parents of the students who were abducted from the Baptist school. What were your big takeaways from your interaction with them? What's your assessment of the security situation in Kaduna State? Because you had hardly returned from that interaction with the parents before we heard again that the emir of Kajuru, also in Kaduna State, had been kidnapped along with 12 other members of his family in within the space of about 4 months in Kaduna State alone. Hundreds of students have been abducted. Kaduna has taken over as the epicenter of abductions. What is happening? Are you yourself safe in Kaduna State, or you are in a very safe place far away from Kaduna State?
Thank you very much for having me, Dr. Ruben. First of all, I'm conducting this interview from my house in Kaduna City. And secondly, I visited the school, the Bethel Baptist High School, yesterday, where I met with the school authorities and also the parents of the abducted students. And I interacted with them. And from my own understanding, first of all, they have been able to establish contact with the abductors. And secondly, they are assured that the children are safe. And the parents have decided to organize themselves to continue to pressurize the government and call on all well-meaning Nigerians to support them in this difficult period of their lives. And I gave them the pledge that even though I am not the senator now, but being that this is my state and that premises and area was my constituency, I have a moral reason to continue to identify with them, to do everything possible to see that we secure the release of these abducted children. Unfortunately, from what I've learned, there are some security men that also lost their lives in the battle to save the children at that very time. And it is also interesting for viewers to know that the distance between the school where these students were abducted and the palace of the emir is not less than 30 to 40 minutes drive. So abductions have become a daily tragedy in Kaduna State. Many even go unreported. Those ones that are reported are either mass abductions or abductions of prominent people. We have reached a point in this state today. The only local governments that are safe are two local governments, which is Kaduna North where I am talking from now, and then Kaduna South, which are the metropolitan local government. All the local governments in the state, and even the one that are in the immediate outskirts, Chukun and Igabi, are all under the siege of bandits. So we have never seen this kind of trouble, and it appears that the abductions are even increasing by the day. We have 4 entrances to Kaduna, the one from Lagos, the one to Abuja, the one to Southern Kaduna, and the one from Zaria. So all the 4 entrances to Kaduna are now vulnerable to bandits' attack. And even the road to Southern Kaduna, which was the road where the Bethel Baptist High School and also the Kajuru, where the emir was abducted, they have even devised a novel way of kidnapping. That is by pushing their cattle to the road, and when you decided to stop, they will simply come out from the bush and kidnap you and take you into the forest. So this is the situation we are in now. Anytime after 7 p.m., people in the outskirts, virtually many of them move to the center of the city to go back in the morning. And the unfortunate thing is that this is a state that has the largest establishment of military and security agencies in the whole country. And it's unimaginable that with all the presence of these security outfits, the state is still not secure. I was also deeply pained by even the fact that it has reached a point that even those who are elected into office don't even visit victims of this banditry. So I don't think if this trend continue, even those within the city will be safe, because they have moved away even from blocking roads and kidnapping people to raiding houses, picking their targets. And it was done so audaciously and daringly nowadays. They even send letters to community. As before we are having this interview, I was going through my phone. I saw a message. Someone was saying that somewhere in the outskirts, they received a letter yesterday from bandits that they are going to come. And when such letters are being sent, it is not for a joke. They either come a day before their deadline or a day after. And if bandits can send such a letter to a community of a state, where is the government and where is the country? So as far as I'm concerned, if we don't take a serious action on this violence, killings, and kidnappings in Kaduna State, we will wake up without a state, because almost everyone is pulling out. Many people have decided to remove their children from school, especially those in the outskirts, even before the government announced the closure of those schools, because it's no more safe. You can see even schools that are within the city itself, you find out parents are live in fear each time your daughter or your son goes out to school. You are in state of fear until he returns. Some have even devised way of taking their children and waiting for them until the school closes to pick their children. This is the level we have found ourselves today in Kaduna State.
Well, this is a bleak picture indeed. I don't even know where to start other than to say thank you for attending the prayer session held by the parents. At least you bothered to show up, Senator. Now, I want your take on exactly why Kaduna has become or is becoming an epicenter for abduction in that region. It's literally another day, another abduction. What are the factors causing this? You talked about the geographical location and how that could cause some vulnerabilities, but what else is behind this?
Well, first of all, it is important for us to acknowledge the fact that whatever is being said or done, the bandits in the bush are also monitoring and listening and watching events as they happen. There are a number of factors that led to where we are. First of all, is the fact that other states within the Northwest have a strategy of negotiation with these bandits, which was Zamfara, Kaduna, and Niger states. And Kaduna doesn't have. So there is that belief that they are being confronted with, and with the utterances of the governor. So they decided to say, okay, since you are the stubborn ones, we are all converging in your state. So that is a factor. But that does not also remove the fact that killings and abductions are not taking place in even those states where negotiations are going on. And second factor has to do with the fact that in all the states around, Kaduna economically appears to be on a higher age in the sense that this is none of the most commercial and industrial state in the north. After Kano is Kaduna. So the tendency of them getting money from here is higher than in other states. And another factor has been that there has not been any serious action taken by the government in terms of tackling the problems of insecurity by providing the necessary equipment to our security agencies at the grassroots level, like the DPO offices and the patrols, for them to be able to tackle these issues. So some of you can recall, when I was a senator in the 8th National Assembly, almost every week I stood up to bring the attention of the nation to the killings and kidnappings in Kaduna, particularly my own Kaduna Central. Kaduna Central consists of about 7 local governments, and I can tell you it's only 2 that can be said to be safe now, the ones we are in and the next one. But in all, they are all under the siege of bandits. And when I was there, I brought out this issue. But unfortunately, the government refused to do anything, and rather they came after us. And there was even a senator who stood up to say that all I have been saying is attempt to damage the reputation of the government and damage the image of President Buhari. And what I was saying was not true. So it started from Zamfara and it spread like cancer to surrounding states. And Gwari has been under the siege of bandits for almost 7 to 8 years. So I brought this to the attention of the National Assembly, to the attention of the executive arm of the state. But supporters of the president, supporters of the government have disclaimed and continuously fed the president with lies and fed the country with lies that there was no problem in the Northwest. Today, we are confronted with a serious problem, whereby I can say it's worse than even the northeastern part of Nigeria.
Okay, Senator. You did name some people, some bandits. I mean, can you corroborate on that? And is it that the state government can't just go after them? I mean, because it seems a lot of these bandits are going free. In the KB incident, we were able to identify a name Dogo Kide. It's not that he's been brought to book or anything. I mean, can you also reiterate those names so that probably the state government can go after them or the military officers can go after them and end all of this? Because people are dying.
Well, you see, since Sheikh Dr. Gumi has started his initiative on dialogue with these bandits, for the first time, we come to see who the bandits are physically, with their arms and sitting on the same platform with representatives of security agencies and the government. And then we now come to know who are the leaders of these bandits. The ones operating within the axis of Zamfara, Kebbi, Sokoto, is known to be Dogo Gide. And the one that has been the mastermind of kidnapping in Kaduna State and parts of Niger State is one man that is known as Baleri. He has repeatedly sent in audio messages and was also conducting interviews on phone, bragging about his capacity to abduct whoever he wants to abduct and his strength and his mission. He was also the mastermind of the kidnapping of the students of the Greenfield University. And he repeatedly said he is going to kidnap more people. So for us in Kaduna and the northwestern part of Nigeria, I believe the arrest of Dogo Gide and Baleri and their prosecution is more important than the arrest of any person in Nigeria today, because they are the leaders of these bandits, and there are others whom may not be so visible. But I think Dr. Gumi once said something which has been lost because of the controversy of his dialogue process, is that we can use those who are ready to lay down their arms against those who are not ready to lay down their arms to fight them. But we are not exploring that option. So as far as I'm concerned, this kidnapping is most likely to continue until these gang leaders, these criminals, are brought to justice. And the way things are now in the Northwest is such that they can abduct as many number of people as possible and release them at their own time. Then you start wondering, where are the security agencies? We have never heard of a situation whereby war has been taken to them in the camp. And how can you keep about 200 pupils from Niger State in the bush without any security agency knowing where they are? How can you abduct 121 students from Bethel Baptist High School here in Kaduna and take them to the bush? It's not about one person or 10 or 20 people. 121 people. In Northwest, there is no, we just see forests in the Northwest. There is no forest in the northwestern part of Nigeria. It's a savanna grassland and it's Sahel. When you say forest, you're talking of things like the Amazon or the southern part of Nigeria where the mangrove forests are. How can you keep 121 people in the bush without security agencies from the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the police, the civil defense, the DSS, and all these security agencies cannot detect them in a space like Kaduna and Niger State? This is unimaginable. So I believe that we need to do what we need to do. But there is so much emphasis on money. Recently, the Minister of Finance, Zainab, she said they have released about 1.3 trillion naira to Nigerian Army in 24 months. Apart from special approvals which they have went to the president angle. So you can see more money to the system, and there is no result. These bandits only use motorcycle and AK-47 on one side to abduct 100, 200, 300 students. And so simple. And we are here pumping billions, sending $1 billion to buy Tucano, spending $200-300 billion every 3-4 months, and they only have AK-47 and a motorcycle, a made in China motorcycle, to do what they want to do. And it's so audacious, they are so daring nowadays that they even send letters. And they collect ransom not in the bush. You bring the money to them to where they said, which is on the road.
Senator?
This is how things have become. Our billions have not solved our security problems.
Senator Sani, yeah, we have just about 2 minutes to go. But I would like to ask you, in the light of what you have said so far, you say there is Dogongide, there is Baleri, also in the northwest, causing havoc. Now, and that government should go after them, and it's important that government does so. Are you aligning yourself with the view of those who insist that the focus by the Nigerian government on Sunday Igboho in the southwest and Nnamdi Kanu in the southeast is a case of a selective response, whereas there are more problematic persons, 2 of them that you have identified in the northwestern part of the country? And very quickly, the president over the weekend at the Command and Staff School in Jaji, his representative was saying that, well, the government will adopt new tactics, would descend heavily using state power on those causing problems for Nigeria. Do you believe him that these new tactics will make a difference, whatever those new tactics may be?
Well, I can say in comparative terms, there is more interest from the side of government in going after secessionists than going after bandits. But I am not a supporter of secessionists, and I believe that secessionist agitations are virtually wrong, and they should work towards a united Nigeria. But I do not think that, I believe that if the same effort is applied on the way they are going after Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho, they will do that to these bandits, things will have been better for us in Kaduna and northwestern part of Nigeria. Arresting Dogogide and Baleri is more important to us than the issues of Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu, as far as I'm concerned.
New tactics. What should those new tactics be? Or you think this is just usual rhetoric?
Well, I don't know what he means by new tactics. All what I know is that we cannot tackle this banditry without the use of 21st century technology. What is happening today is that you see checkpoints where police or soldiers stop you, tell you to open your boot. If it's in the night, they flash torchlight on your face and then shake your car and then tell you to move. Can you fight banditry with that kind of thing? You don't have drones that move around Niger, Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina, and Kaduna State in the night and in the day, providing intelligence network to the movement of these bandits. These bandits are not 2 or 3 people. They move in 100, 200 people in Niger, in Kaduna, in Sokoto, in Zamfara, in Kebbi, in Katsina. And we cannot go after these people in such a large number. What is wrong with our security agencies? These are the questions we need to ask, because we can't continue like this as a country. Secessionist agitation is not our only problem. Our problem here are people kidnapping and killing people. How many people were killed by these secessionist agitators? But look at in Kaduna here, every day is killings and kidnappings. So to us, these are the issues that are urgent and germane to our survival as a people and that of our family.
Well, thank you very much, Comrade Shehu Sani, for joining us on the morning show. Thank you very much indeed.